Back to impeachment now, this impeachment inquiry, and how it could play out legally over the next several weeks. For more, let's welcome in former Trump attorney and executive director of the ACLJ, Jordan Sekulow, back with us. Jordan, good morning. Good to see you again.
Morning, Rob.
Whole lot to talk about. So I want to talk about just the legal implications here. To me, the circumstantial evidence is overwhelming against Joe Biden.
Right.
Whether or not that resonates with Democrats or the American people, I think that's the job of Republicans to now make the case. They impeached Trump for a lot less twice. Does the GOP, legally speaking, have enough to move forward?
Yeah, I think they do. You've got to have the votes. And this is what's key. Kevin McCarthy has opened up the inquiry. But in the inquiry stage, and we actually took this position when we represented President Trump in the first impeachment, and so did the Department of Justice and White House counsel. We said, until you take a vote to open up an impeachment, you cannot, your subpoena power doesn't exist. So documents or individuals that you want to come to testify who aren't showing up at your request don't have to answer your subpoena. That is the current, right now, policy in place at the Department of Justice. It hasn't been challenged in court. And so the Biden administration, if they so choose, could rely on that to block some of this initial inquiry in the sense that they won't get, you won't have subpoena power. That doesn't mean you can't, other people won't comply voluntarily to get the information. But I think the key here is, as you said, to take it from circumstantial to hard evidence,
right.
You're going to have to take that vote and get to 218 to even have the power to figure out what articles of impeachment you might want to bring.
And I
so,
thought this was...
Yeah.
Sorry, Jordan. I thought this was interesting yesterday, and this is going to continue, I'm sure. But Democrats are saying, yesterday, like, this is a big deal. Oh, House Republicans are probably communicating with the Trump team. Well, Donald Trump's the leading candidate for president right now. That's not. You were there during impeachment number one. Would it be unusual to assume that Jamie Raskin is communicating with the White House over how to handle this?
No, absolutely not. I mean, this is what we do. And when we represented the president, we had the White House counsel's office. He was represented dually. So he had outside counsel, that was us, and he had White House counsel, and we all presented at the impeachment. And you saw those teams you put together. It's separate. What the House does is they put together actual members of Congress have to present the case to the Senate if you get to that impeachment level.
Right.
They're allowed to bring an outside team to assist them, but that outside team does not present orally in front of the U.S. Senate. So if we're getting to the actual trial. But what is key here, I think, just for everyone to understand, unless Joe Biden just says, you know what, I'll just let him go because there's nothing there, and this is, I think I can win this, he'll likely rely on that same DOJ opinion, which we agreed with, which if they don't take an initial vote, you won't have full subpoena power to actually get the evidence and probably testimony you need to then convince those 3 or 4 or 5 Republicans that are on the fence to actually move forward with the impeachment. That's going to be key here.
Great point. And it's all going to happen fast. This is going to move quick now. They're not going to be able to run out the clock. That's going to be what the Democrats will try to do. Kick this out to the election. I don't think it'll work. Jordan Sekulow, appreciate you being with us. We'll have you back soon. Thanks for breaking that down.